Welcome guys, let's start the week like we used to. First of all, the USD CAD, like always, the regional pairs. The target is almost hit actually. The kind of nice V form what we saw actually in the market, and there is still a possibility to break out actually. And if it does, here is the next target. Okay, so watch the price breaking this zone on the weekly, but it depends mostly on also on the daily charts how the market react on the previous zone. Okay, I was talking about this weeks and weeks ago. So yeah, now we are there, and what I see right now that we reached actually the top, but the momentum is still green, so there is a possibility to break out and go further to this zone. Okay, this is the next step actually. Yeah. Okay. So watch. Let's see what the price does at this zone. Okay. The next, the Australian dollar NZD. Um, Played out very well. Oh, what's happening? It's played out very well. There was a break of structure, went back to the 61 fib. Actually, that was target zone, and then the price went down, exactly what we were expecting from the market. And you see also on the RIMA how it's tried to break, but it's turned down actually, and there is now a nice momentum formed, and it can even go to this zone actually. If you see how the price is impulsive, reacting on the momentum, it could be easily go down to this point and forming a divergence on weekly basis, of course, and it will be look like kind of like this. Okay, because how you see the prices going down, but the volume didn't move yet that much. So if the price breaks down, actually, then it will it could be a huge move actually. And if it does, this this low breaks here, this will form a divergence and gonna bounce back, forming also kind of like a V pattern what we witnessed on the USD CAD, and the same XABCD what I mostly do, kind of like this. Okay, the butterfly pattern what I mostly like to see in the market, but it's the bigger version. It takes months, uh, weeks and months to make this move. Okay, but it depends mostly if the price comes down, how the volume gonna be look like. Until then, we are waiting for the structure. Okay, but for me, still the same expectations as last week and the week before and the week before. Okay, this is what I want to see in the market. Let's see the Euro CHF. Although, yeah, the zone didn't reach actually, almost same like the USD CAD was a bit to the target zone and went down. Here is, I draw here also a zone, which is a consolidation zone. This has to break to go further down actually, and this will be the target zone, the first target zone here. And if we get there, let's see what the price and how the market looks like, mostly how the market looks like. It's more interesting, in fact. Okay, that was a nice divergence. There was, yes, there was a divergence because the volume went up and this close was even higher than this point. So we saw a divergence played out very well. Okay, the Euro GPB as regional pair didn't move that much, but the euro got his weakness. Um, I would say still this point and this point to the target zones actually what I want to see from the Euro GBP. We saw the Euro weakness against the CHF, and now we are searching for the same on the GBP. Okay, that's what we want to see. That's what I want to see from the momentum. This has to break, kind of like. But what I don't like in the Euro GBP is simply that there was a divergence formed. What I draw here, right? But there is a possible divergence from underforming as well. So if next week doesn't break this low, this could go up actually if this doesn't break. Okay, this is the previous zone. Oh, okay. Let's see the XY. How is it look like? All right. Yes. That is the thing. So, last week happened again a strange thing because if you saw the NFP were positive, we got positive news from the NFP, but the price went up actually. And the why there is a lot of shorters and longers in the markets, and in my opinion, they had to kick them out, kind of like also the shorters, and now it's the buyer turns. In fact, um, there is still a green momentum, but we are under the zero line. Okay, but this is a huge structural divergence what we see here because you see where the price came actually. Here is also a zone which we can draw from this point. And now we have here, even if we bounce back, even if we bounce back to around this zone, then we have to go up. But I don't think the price will go down next week. But on daily basis, there was a different kind of story because there was a divergence from under and from with this move didn't break out. There was a contra divergence coming in, kicking in. All right, but the low didn't break yet because they pulled back the market. And however, this structure needs to break first to go down. If the structure doesn't break actually here, we're gonna go test this level. Okay, but I would like to see actually if this doesn't break here, something like a reverse divergence, because this is the clear thing here as well. But what I don't like is on the RIMA. The RIMA is about to cross, but we broke the zero line on the RIMA. And that's a positive sign to looking for the bullish side of the XY. We are still above the zero line. This is also important Um, maybe we will see a not strong market and next week, but we're gonna check the news later on, and that is what I want to see here. Those levels actually. Okay, on weekly basis there was actually a bullish close, and there is still a green background on VV, and this goes still up. And that's another thing. If it goes up, this could be an easy divergence to the downside, but it's not for next week, in my opinion. Also, the same thing on the REMA. This is getting closer, and we are still above the zero line. Okay, this is also an important thing on the REMA. If we are above the zero line, we waiting for a green cross and not a red continuation. Okay, so be careful with the DXY for next week, because like I said, the news were positive, but of course in the background there happened something. An American bank crashed. Actually, that was the biggest crash from 2008, back in the time where also the banks crashed. So yeah, how it will affect the market is it's different thing. But I think the dollar will recover fast because there is still strength in the dollar. I see still strength in the dollar. Okay. As you see here, the zone didn't break, right? And what we see is the same thing. This is above the zero line. This is above the zero line on monthly basis, of course. And if the price does not break, it goes like this. It goes like this. This is a huge divergence and not to the downside. Okay, so I want to see those targets actually. The CXY. Yes, as I spoke about this XY, the Canadian dollar weakness, you see the clear divergence. It was a very beautiful divergence, a small break with the low volume points actually, and the same thing, the REMA is under the zero line, and we wait for this cross actually. There is no divergence, there's pure momentum. The previous low break, there is no divergence, and that is what I mentioned last week actually. Um, let's see the daily basis. So that was smooth. That was smooth. No divergence. No divergence. So yeah, let's continue the move actually. Where is the next stop? Where is the next zone? As this area actually, what you see, there is a huge zone here and a huge zone here. So probably the price is about to come back here, in my opinion. I was also talking about this last week. I want to see the price come here to reach the previous lows. Okay. The AXY, the same as the DXY actually. Not a big difference, still under the zero line. I want to see this cross. It's normally when the DXY goes up, the AXY goes down because they go reverse with each other. Okay. I want to see that cross. Actually, I want to see that cross. You know what's happening. Right? This is not looking beautiful. And the Rema is about to cross, but we are heading under the zero line. So it's a critical point, actually. It's a critical point. I see here divergence as well, a small divergence in structure, and we are under the zero line. That's positive as well. Um, Same thing as I want to see the XY to get stronger, then the XY need to get weaker, actually. And that is what I want to see here as well. So even if it breaks a bit, but I don't think it's about to break, then we will go down, and this is my target zone. Okay, the BXY. We are ranging like there is a consolidation box, not so much thing happens in the market. This looks like I need to correlate this. Yes, here is low. You see the low didn't break. I think it was on weekly basis. Yes, it was on weekly basis. Correlate back. Yeah, there is. You see the difference in structure, and we didn't break the low, so this is still at a higher point. I need to see a strength in the British pound, actually. And that is what I said with the Euro GBP. I expecting the Euro weakness and the GBP strength, and this is why on weekly basis we are above zero line. Okay, I'll draw this on red background. We didn't have the cross, but we have on the destroyer a divergence, and this is heading up what we are still under the zero line. So also a dangerous uh, setup, actually, because mostly when the DXY is dominating, the BXY is weak, the AXY is weak, and the SXY is weak mostly. Okay, if I look into the correlation in the market, let's see. I already went on the daily. We got the cross, and if this needs to continue in the same area, actually. So we have to break out this box first of all. We tried multiple times, but was not enough, actually. Okay, so let's see what we got for next week. The SXY, the Swiss franc index. I didn't draw here anything because I don't like the move of this. Is the same thing like kind of like consolidation. You saw the Rema in green, the VV plus still our zero line, no divergences. See a big move from the SXY, but yeah, this may continue, actually. Momentum may continue. But if it goes up, there will be a huge divergence. So think forward, guys. Because it's already reached the high, but the volume didn't move yet. So if it goes down, goes up, it looks like this. Then the divergence will be formed, and kind of like this, and it's kind of like that. Okay, I want to see that thing with this impulse here. Okay, interesting thing on the SXY. The EXY, it was a zone, and here was a zone, and the zone broke and retested, actually. And how is it looks like is about to make a turning point, kind of like inverted head and shoulders, what I see here. You see, I'm now making the Quasimodo shoulder. Let's see on daily basis. Also, you see there is actually an opportunity because here was a divergence, right? the price broke this zone actually, but I think we're gonna be able to go even back to this point because it looks good, to be honest. The REMA is about to cross. There is divergence in the price. We got the cross, the green momentum. So let's go. I think this could be a huge opportunity next week. Okay, the XY, keep an eye on it. The AXY reached the zone actually, and that this is also what I was talking about. If this breaks down, then there will be no divergence, and the price actually broke down, so there is no divergence. We are heading back to the zone, and that's what I wanted to see. This was also a beautiful touch on the FIBO 61 as target zone, and now I want to see coming back to the zone. All right, this is what I want to see. This is felt, and we are under the zero line, broke down the REMA. So I want to see a partner weakness in the AXY, and that is also how the NZD looks like actually. Let's see the AXY. Same thing here, no divergence. I draw out here something probably on the daily basis because here was a huge divergence and clear divergence, but this is also about to cross. So there is two weak pairs, the XY and the AXY together. They are weak, and this is under the zero line. So I want, although the destroyer is on a low spot, but this has to chance. This have a chance actually to break down and come back to this zone. Okay, as target zone. That's what I want to see. And then the last but not least, the gold. All right, how the gold looks like. Maybe time for divergence. Actually, there is not a clear sign. Like it just, there is the XO is mostly correlated to the Japanese yen, and how it looks like the Japanese yen is about to get stronger. So the gold needs also some strength, and this is what the indicators show us as well, because we are over the zero line. First of all, we got the cross on the VV plus. We got the buy signal on the destroyer. The REMA is crossed on the zero line and it's still in green, so there is a bullish momentum. But 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 I don't know. This looks a bit tricky, but because if the DXY affects, of course, the gold, but uh, there is a huge influence from the XY, and in the most positive scenario, actually, will this one. If the price goes up on a higher point, this will form a divergence. And if this forms a divergence, then this will be a huge move to the downside. It's early to say that actually, but this was an aggressive move to the upside. And as you see, it's trying to break the zero line and it's on min 2 right now. And the price crossed up. There is a green momentum background. There is a buy signal on the destroyer. So I want to see the price continue to go up, even 1,000 pips actually, even 1,000 pips. And if it happens, in my opinion, then what we see on the weekly basis, this divergence will form and then fall back down. But it will also mean that the XY need to uh, something like consolidation or going a bit back down, which will mean even if the XY don't get that much strength, okay, we can see the BXY a bit dominating, the XY a bit dominating, and the SXY a bit dominating in the market. Okay, that's actually what I wanted to see, and that's let's see what we got on the economist calendar, and NRB maybe this will be something for the AUD, but at 8 p.m. the employment change of GBP, the CPY, of course, on Tuesday, huge news. You know, I like to trade on the CPY. The last moves were pretty good. The PPY is also a big influence on the market. So there will be a lot of movement, I think, there with a lot of liquidity also, the balance of trade. Mm, I wouldn't consider this as a big move because the previous balance of trade was like shit actually. But keep an eye on it, okay? Because there's a big difference between the two numbers, and that's never a bad sign actually, because if the difference is high, the chart can move bigger in my opinion. Okay. After that, the Audi employment change, this will be also interesting in the evening. So Thursday is for the night riders in the team actually. All right, and then Wednesday, the ECB interest rate decision also, I expect here also big move. So as you see, guys, the CPY after the Friday, uh, this is mostly tricky because of the CPY on the euro, the moves happens mostly after the release of the news. Okay, so the Friday will be calm, but I don't think it's gonna be a calm thing because there is huge moves coming in with a lot of news. So let's see what we got for next week. I wish you a very nice trading week, guys. Thanks for being here. I want to place this on YouTube. You can watch it back if you want. All right.